strap on your tinfoil hats, you guys. No, that is a porg.
Welcome back to Behind the Screens. I'm Ash Crossan, and I've got my good friend with me today, Steele Saunders of Steele Wars Podcast.
Hey, you guys.
And what do you think we're talking about today? Porgs and porgs and porgs. No, we're talking about the Last Jedi trailer because it came out on Monday night, and there is a lot to dissect. Theories. We watched it together.
We did, and after 8 porgless Star Wars films, finally, they've got their act together.
Finally, they've got their moment.
And we've got porgs in space.
But we watched it together. I broke your couch.
Yeah, Ash literally broke my couch.
So go to this link. This is a GoFundMe for Steele's new couch. But what we're going to do today is go through the trailer and kind of break it down and theorize what some of these scenes could mean and what the unanswered questions are. So let's get right to it. So the trailer opens up with Kylo Ren in his...
some sort of shipyard or something. He's got a nice little buttock-hugging tunic-type vibe going there.
You know, I said this on your podcast. It kind of reminds me of... It's like a weird Luke parallel to me. I feel like they weren't trying to do that, but he's got like the floppy hair, the cinched waist.
I see a little bit more Anakin Skywalker.
That's also a good point.
Pensively looking out to the galaxy he's about to wreck. You can also see, if you look really closely, there's an AT-ST, the Chicken Walker from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So they've got a bit of old hardware.
So these are the, I believe, ATM-6?
They're the Mega Collider Super Periscope. I can't get the name down yet, and I have to learn it before the film is premiering or before I have a child, because that's their name. But the slang on set for them is called the Gorilla Walkers because they've got the inverted fists, and apparently the in-universe reason is so you can't trip them up.
But it looks like they're on crate.
Or Hoth. One of the two.
Well, I see like that red mineral that they kick up.
That's red space coke. It's very exciting. It's a big night on Crate.
That's why like the resistance is there. They're like, we've got to mine the space coke.
Yeah, they're trying to resist, but who can? And also very cool. It looks like you've got Kylo Ren's lander is in the background there. But come on, Hasbro, let's get a giant box in a toy shop and we can buy a very expensive bit of plastic that resembles that in some way.
Now, where do we think that is? Because it kind of looks like it could be crate, but I feel like it's like, where's like Snoke's lair, do you think?
It's tricky. I can definitely narrow it down to a galaxy far, far away. Probably definitely. A long time ago.
I thought this was Wilmington, Delaware.
No.
I was like, wow, you know what this could be?
You are way off. But the interesting thing about this with Kylo Ren and the First Order snowtroopers, it's a little bit reminiscent of when Anakin Skywalker marched into the Jedi Temple at the end of Revenge of the Sith. So it's a bit of Star Wars ring theory, you know, with the visual poem, Ashley.
Right, of course.
It all rhymes.
Of course.
But I'm not sure where this one is. It could be on Crate. When you put together that Crate's sort of a snowy planet and Kylo Ren's lander is there.
And there's the red elements.
There's red all over this thing.
I know.
There's red here. It's crazy.
This is great. It's got Kylo Ren picking up the lightsaber.
That's what I'm talking about. More red.
More red.
And now some blue. We have to talk about this. This is my moment of the trailer.
The earthquake? The Octo-earthquake?
More so Luke's reaction, Mark Hamill's reaction. I'm such a Luke Skywalker fan. I cannot wait to see him in action. But Hamill's reaction to the earthquake and how shocked he is. Like, you know, it's Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, and he's tripping out.
Right.
He can't do the ground crack.
No.
He's tried.
That's the thing, too, is like, when we saw the teaser and everything we've seen before, he's so, like, stern and focused and doesn't seem like he's scared of her. And then we watch this trailer, and he's freaking terrified. He's
emoting. He's coming out of his shell. But I think it was J.J. Abrams that said that Hamill should be up for an Oscar for his portrayal in this film. And that is an Oscar-level scaring of seeing a crack.
Oscar level reaction.
Yeah, you could put your Daniel Day-Lewis in front of a crack. He wouldn't have a reaction like that. But Hamill has nailed it. I think that crack's there. I think it's terrifying.
Okay, so Luke mentions that he's seen that raw power before, and then you kind of go to this flashback of him in the destroyed Jedi Order scenario, hand coming out.
Mm-hmm. Well, last night on one of the podcasts I did, we called that the Jedi gazebo. Totally ruined by Kylo Ren. So he's there in the rubble of the Jedi gazebo, and yeah, T-800 style coming out with his robotic hand. Mm-hmm. And so we're obviously getting some form of flashback that we saw in Rey's Force back.
Right.
In The Force Awakens, where we got to see the Jedi temple or gazebo destroyed. I'm wondering, Ash Crossan of Entertainment Tonight, might we start the movie with this scene?
It would be interesting because obviously we're going to get a pretty big section of a flashback, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be that quick kind of force back where it's like, here's a bunch of images. It seems like we're getting like a full scene of a flashback, but they've never done that. They've never been like, remember when?
Yeah, but that's
I guess they did in Rogue One, though.
But that's Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm. Let's do things we've never done.
This is a new Lucasfilm.
Yeah. So let's
fire all the directors.
But the thing with the film, for those that don't know, The Force Awakens ended with the handover of the lightsaber, and then we're going to see the conclusion of that scene. So a lot of fans are wondering, well, what are we going to have in the crawl? Is it going to start straight from that scene again? But this is my theory. This is my first theory I'm dropping, that they're going to go back in time. The crawl is going to describe what's happening back before The Force Awakens, and we will see the destruction of the Jedi gazebo.
That's a theory.
I'm going out there with it. You got to throw them out there.
I like a hot take. I like a hot theory.
You know, and if it comes true, I will be linking to this video, and if not, I will be desperately texting you on December 15th to delete this bad boy.
It would be like, it's going to be weird though. Yeah, what are they going to do for the opening crawl? Like, here's where we left off in the last movie, pan down, lightsaber.
Yeah, it's just like, you remember that bit? Here it is.
Remember where we left off?
Yeah.
Here it is.
And so
no time jump.
Do you know what I mean? I think, of course, Rian Johnson, no stranger to time jumps and time travel.
Right. Director of Looper.
With Looper. Thank you. My little IMDb here. So I don't know. I think I'm going with it. Let's call it Saunders Theory 1.
I would love to hear what people have to say about this. Like, what they think the crawl is going to be and what the first scene is going to be. Like, is it going to be back on Octo, or is it going to be somewhere else? But I don't hate that.
Those hand gestures, I actually was going to duck out of the way of the crawl right there.
You freaking should.
Even though it does go the other way, so it should be more.
The crawl. Okay, moving on.
All right, that's an important line.
Yes.
He says that he'd only seen that type of raw power once before.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
I'm not afraid.
You will be. You will be.
I've seen some things on the internet today that, because you assume he's talking about Kylo Ren, right?
I do, but I know where you're going.
People have been pointing out that he says he's not afraid, and then Yoda says, you will be.
Ooh, that's a deep cut.
It's like...
That is deep.
Is he comparing her to Vader and not Kylo Ren?
I heard an alternate theory.
Okay.
Now, strap on your tinfoil hats, you guys. No, that is a Porg. That perhaps Luke has been with Rey before, and there's some sort of memory wipe going on.
So he's saying, okay, like...
I'm not locking that down. That's not Saunders Theory 2.
Okay.
That's stuff I read on the internet, and I want to keep to.
It's a theory.
Yeah, I'm reporting on it. Do you know what I mean? I'm reporting the crime. I didn't perpetrate the crime.
Understandable.
But again, if it does come true, we're going to have to re-edit this video on December 15th.
It is true that I think the audio, all the lines in this trailer are almost more, like, I want to dissect those more because it's like, who is Snoke talking to? Who is Luke talking to? Like, because Snoke's saying, when I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. Could he be talking about Rey, saying he found her as a child? Or is he talking about Kylo?
I don't know. This is the thing with Rian Johnson's trailer. There's misdirection on top of misdirection. So
it's a good trailer.
Your initial thought is that that Snoke is talking about Kylo Ren, but then if you're like semi-savvy, you go, no, it's actually Rey.
Right.
But then it could be a double back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I tell you the truth because I think you think I'm going to be lying, but it's really the truth, so you go the wrong way.
Maybe he's talking to Luke. Maybe he's saying, when I found you and we destroyed your temple.
Oh, my God. Like, previously in Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi was the biggest liar in the galaxy. But I think he's been bumped by the delightful Rian Johnson. That's Saunders' theory, too.
So we got to talk about the Kylo Ren, Leia face-off. Because I think this moment is going to happen. I think she senses him. He's probably tasked with killing her, but they never show him, pushing the button. So does he do it?
This theory sort of links in with the end of the trailer. I think that perhaps in the final second where he has to decide, because it flashes to his face, and he is having a lot of issues with it.
Yeah.
He seems to be having a harder time at shooting his mum's ship than he had at shivving his dad's gut. Do you know what I mean? Like,
unless his dad ignited the lightsaber.
No, that is... Now, you've got the tinfoil porg on. I have interviewed the editor of The Force Awakens, and when I told him that theory, he was upset that he'd done his job badly, that anyone could possibly have that theory. He was sad. You made him sad.
I made him sad?
You made him sad. People like you made him sad.
I didn't come up with that. I'm just reporting.
Here we go.
I'm just reporting what I heard.
Sources say
this could have been the case.
YouTube sources say. No. So I'm thinking that perhaps at the last, because this is what I'm leading to, that could we get a partial or a grey redemption of Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi? And perhaps at the last moment, he does pull away, he shoots at something else to save Leia's ship. And then perhaps he helps, because if just say Snoke is complimenting Rey on her power and Kylo Ren's in the room, have you heard of a little thing called jealousy?
No. Never get jealous.
Well, you know how there's those giant porgs that people won? Okay, see, now she's remembering jealousy.
Porg Nation.
So this could be the start of Kylo Ren's sort of, like, by the end of the film, there could be like the good guys, Snoke and the First Order, and then Rey and Kylo Ren together, confused with the Force. Just another theory. Just throwing them out there.
Yeah, let's throw them out. That's what we do here. Part of me thinks that Kylo Ren is just so unredeemable at this point,
But by saving his mum, by turning his back on the First Order at this point, look at his face there.
I mean, he could pull, a Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi,
But people sort of expect it to happen in Episode 9, and the marketing of Episode 8 is to expect the unexpected, which means now I'm expecting it.
Or we're expecting a huge twist, and then there's just not going to be one, and the twist is that there is no twist.
A double twist word score. I don't think Ryan will do that. I think he's got that twinkle in his eye. I don't think it's a non-twist twist. I think it's a twist.
A twist.
Yeah.
Like, we're expecting there not to be a twist because we thought there was going to twist, but now there's going to be a twist.
Yeah. He said in an interview that I'm now making up that he wrote the script to Chubby Checkers Do the Twist. Okay, this is the Porg. It's his fault that my couch is broken.
It is his fault. I've never screamed so loud in my life. Also, I love that he's like imitating Chewbacca.
Oh, yeah. Well, the great thing is, Chewbacca scream, Porg scream, we all scream. And then my
break
couch.
your couch.
Yeah. Living Spaces, if you're watching, I would help a brother out because these couches don't repair themselves.
Wow, we're reaching out to specific brands for Allagash White. Can I have some beer?
But how good's his little teeth and his little tongue and everything?
Somebody posed a question to me today that really messed me up. What do porgs eat?
Ooh.
They got little teeth.
I've heard a rumor. This is bit of speculation, informed speculation, that they might eat metal.
Cool.
I think Chewbacca's going to have a little bit of issues with them getting in the way, and
For sure.
yeah,
But it seems like maybe he like befriends one. He's like, you know what? You come. Somebody, oh my gosh, I wish I could remember. I'm going to put the tweet here when I find it. Somebody said today, the Porgs, if they do have names, one should be named Gary after Carrie Fisher's dog, Gary.
Aww.
I thought that was a wonderful idea, if they have names.
And one definitely should be called Ash, after my friend in Australia called Ash. He's a great guy.
Now this showdown between Finn and Phasma, first of all, is going to be amazing. It's like kind of a lightsaber-esque battle, but without lightsabers. But if you look kind of closely in the background, you can see there's walkers on the side, there's TIE fighters in the background. I'm thinking it's that same place that maybe Kylo Ren was overlooking in the beginning of the trailer.
It definitely has a similar look.
And then, you know, Poe Dameron makes this line about how he can light up the First Order. So maybe, you know, he's attacking. Finn's in there because he's undercover. They got to have this showdown. They got to get Finn out of there. Oh, my God, I hope Finn... Oh, man. What if Finn goes down? No, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
No, I think...
Because we know Finn is in there undercover.
Yeah, he's in there with Rose.
Rose Tico.
Who doesn't... She is so undercover in The Last Jedi that she doesn't even make an appearance in the trailer.
No, none of the new characters do. We don't get DJ, we don't get Holdo, we don't get Rose, we didn't even see Hux.
We get Gary the Porg. He's all up in there.
We get Gary. We get Gary.
The other thing we don't get is the nurses, the
caretakers.
the caretaker nuns, like the turtles in dresses.
Right. I would kind of like to see them in action so that I can feel better about them.
Yeah, what sort of action do you think they're possibly going to be seen in?
By action, I just mean like moving in general or like just doing something. Because right now I imagine them just having rulers and being like, Luke, no.
Over the knuckles. Over the metal knucks. They broke a lot of rulers early on.
Or like the Porgs are chewing on his hand. They're like, Luke, Gary, stop. Wow, our headcanon is getting out of control.
I would love to see Rey being trained by Luke, and in the background you can just see them like sweeping. Just sweeping grass. Like, you know when you see people in LA and they're sweeping their curb, like out the front of their house?
Right.
I'm just like, oh my God, to have that much free time.
Right?
Where you've got time to sweep your curb.
I can't even keep my room clean, like let alone my curb outside. Who cares?
But yeah, we're talking about people with their lives kind of together. And also there's an awesome shot here, ILM, sparing no reflective expense, that in Phasma's helmet you can see, Finn can fix his hair, make sure he's chilling.
There it is. I did take a closer look at this today because that's freaking awesome. That's such a beautiful shot. That looks like the same place as that the battle goes down when the First Order's all standing there lined up. It's like the exact same location.
And you've got that shot of Rey diving in water. And then we've also seen some artwork released that there's an X-Wing in the water next to the island.
Oh, is she going to have to...
Yeah, I don't know, she's duck diving to get the keys out, or there's a spare battery down there. She's got an iPhone. But I think she's definitely going into the water to get something.
Looks like a skull right there. I can't tell what that is. On the right.
Oh, yeah, there's a dead something in there. Good pick up, Ash.
Hey.
I think that's a pretty key scene. Snoke bending Rey like a banana. She's done her Jedi Pilates.
I feel like the question is, like, how does she get there? Does she go with Kylo Ren? Because it would seem silly if she got kidnapped again.
Oh yeah, that would. I'm not into that at all. I think I don't know. In my head, I'm seeing that she goes to Luke. Luke wants no part of it. He sort of gets bugged into a bit of training, and the training goes too well. Freaks him out. He sees the crack. You know, he reacts. Oscar's in the bag. Then Rey bails by herself, seeking, she says at the end she just wants to find her place in all of this. And, maybe Snoke can, tries to tempt her with a place in this.
Because we've been talking about how the trailer is probably a misdirect, because the whole trailer is like, Luke goes to train her, he's like very scared of her, sends her away, she can't find her place, goes with Kylo Ren, and then ends up with Snoke. I feel like the scene with Kylo Ren and Rey talking is not actually them talking to each other. It seems misdirecty. It just doesn't feel right.
It feels misdirecty, but it also feels so mean. It's such a if it is a misdirect, it is such a giant misdirect.
Right. But isn't that playing into what everybody has been saying? They're like, Rey's going to go to the dark side. Rey's going to go. That's like the number one theory that people throw around, besides like her parentage.
Yeah, I don't know.
So when they be like, you know what?
I have a hard time. It is like, if you look at Rey's face, there's a fire, and there's a light source coming from the same side. If they were in a two-shot.
There's no ash falling behind her. It just doesn't seem like the same place. And there is the interesting factor of Kylo Ren's scar. The Band-Aid isn't there, so I don't know what point.
Or, one thing we haven't considered, it's not a misdirect, but it's a vision.
It could be.
Because she does seem... So, okay. All right, this is coming together as I think about this. She has got her beginning of the film outfit on with the collar.
She's Resistance Rey.
I have been on the internet all night, like, discussing this with my collar experts.
Right.
And they say that collar is from the Resistance Rey.
Right. Jason Ward said that.
He's my collar expert from MakingStarWars.net, you guys. And then, so you've got Rey in a costume that she ends The Force Awakens with, begins The Last Jedi with. And then you've got Kylo Ren with post-Space Nelly Band-Aid. So they're two different things, but perhaps if it's a vision, then all bets are off in these visions.
My final question here. Do you think the trailer revealed too much?
No.
I agree with you.
I think it just, like, you've got the pot, it just put in some hot peppers, stirred it around, turned up the heat, and now it's just bubbling. And it's overflowing into YouTube content like this. I mean,
like we were saying, they threw in a lot of possibilities. Whether or not they're misdirecting, we'll find out. But there's so many new characters that apparently have a big role. You've got DJ, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah. You've got Laura Dern.
You've got Rose Tico, who is apparently, Rian Johnson said, the biggest of the new cast members.
Yeah, so the trailer really focused on the Force users.
Right.
And the mysteries of the Force. But what we do know is that Finn and Rose are going to go to Canto Bight, which is kind of like the Monte Carlo planet, the casino planet.
Which I don't even think they showed.
Oh, not a hint.
Yeah.
And so that is a giant chunk of the film not there. We know Poe's going to look out a window.
Right, not enough Poe.
But, he'll be smouldering in December, I'm sure. So there is a lot of things not covered. So I think they did. And also, if there are a lot of misdirects, then we don't know anything.
Then we don't know anything.
It's Rian Johnson's going to have...
saying, like, hold off on all those TV spots, because that's what ends up happening. They, like, this is great, we're good, and then they add a bunch of trailers, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I've seen way too much.
Yeah, don't just use the same footage for the TV spots. You don't need extra footage.
No.
If you need, like, TV footage to get you to go, then you haven't watched this. So just play this again.
Yeah.
Come on, Lucasfilm, just repeat.
Come on.
Repeat.
Come on. Well, all right. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure, Ashley Crossan.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
Well, if you're on YouTube, which you already are, you can go to my channel, youtube.com/Steele Wars.
There'll be a link.
And you can see the video of one Ash Crossan breaking my couch.
That's true. It is.
Mid-porgasm.
You can hear the crack.
You actually can hear it break. And it breaks, we realize it breaks, and then we just continue watching the trailer.
Because you're in the middle of the trailer, you're not going to stop to fix the couch. It's like, this is the Star Wars trailer airing right now.
And if you just want stuff for your ears, you should check out the Steele Wars podcast. There's 2 Star Wars podcasts every week, and one of them's a news show, one of them's an interview show, which Ashley's been on.
I've been on it.
And even Entertainment Tonight legend, alumni Leonard Moulton's been on the show.
Hey, Leonard.
So check that out at steelewars.com, iTunes, or wherever good audio content is downloaded freely.
Oh, hey. And you guys can leave in the comments below what your hopes and dreams are for The Last Jedi. Do you think too much was revealed? What didn't you want to see? What did you love about the trailer? Just chuck that all down here, or you can tweet us. Our Twitter handles will be right here, I assume.
And which theory do you think we'll be keeping and which will be deleting on December 15th?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I can't wait for the oh God, not that one, not that one, not that one. But thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week, next time, whenever. Bye. Love you. Mean it. May the Porgs be with you.
May that force be with you.
May the Porgs be with you.
They're with us.